So in a previous video that I did, I worked with my good pal Toogie24 talking about potentials in NHL 18, and obviously that little discussion got me thinking about the theme for today's video. So if you guys didn't know, if we exclude low, medium, high, and the exact potential ratings in this game, there's actually 26 different potential types that can be assigned to either a forward, defenseman, or a goaltender. So for this video, we are going to construct a team in franchise mode with one player representing a different potential, and we are going to see if that team can be successful enough to make it to the playoffs and possibly even win the cup. Hey guys, what's going on today? Bojo here, back again for another NHL 18 franchise mode simulation test video where, as I mentioned today, we are going to be assembling a team where each player has a different potential type, and we are going to see how well this team will do. So if you guys wouldn't mind, make sure to go down to that thumbs up button down below, make sure to hit it, subscribe if you guys are new, and check out intotheam.com. Use code BOJO for 10% off your entire order. Every time you guys buy something on that website, you help me out. So go over there. Buy yourself some clothes for the summer. So as I mentioned, there are 26 different potential types that can be assigned to players in this game. And if you guys thought I wasn't going to go over them, well, you were incredibly wrong. So for forwards, you can be either assigned franchise, elite, top 6, top 9, bottom 6, and then all the AHL ratings of AHL top 6, bottom 6, fourth line, extra forward, and other forward. For the defense, once again, you could either be franchise or elite, but top 4, top 6, 7 defensemen, and then the AHL top 2s, 4s, top 6s, 7th, and other defensemen. And then for the goaltenders, once again, franchise and elite, but then starter, fringe starter, backup, and then AHL starter, AHL fringe, AHL backup, AHL extra goaltender, and AHL other. Now obviously we can only have 2 goaltenders on a team at a time, so we're going to knock out a bunch of the goaltender potentials, but still I did my best to construct a team where each player is going to be representing a different potential. Now I didn't want to make this too difficult for myself, so I doubled up on a couple of the potentials. I believe I just doubled up on, top 9 and bottom 6 for the forwards, just so that the top 6 on offense for the team is passable and hopefully can do well in franchise mode simulations. Now another thing that I'll mention about this team is that when you bring a custom team into franchise mode, sometimes the potentials of these players do end up changing. So after I'm done showing you guys the potentials here in the roster edit lines and we go into franchise mode, I'll show you the lineup again, and some of these guys' potentials will change. I know for a fact that Brad Marchand's potential will change from top 6 to elite, and there's nothing really I can do besides that. So we just have to go off the potentials that are here right now and keep that in the back of your head while we simulate with the team. But without further ado, let me give you guys a tour of the team that I constructed. So on the first line, we're going to have top 6 forward Brad Marchand, franchise Connor McDavid, and top 9 Evgeny Dadonov. So obviously for franchise, I had to go, if they're going to give me the option to do a franchise potential player, I'm going to pick Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby. So that's what the top line is looking like. Second line, bottom 6 forward Scotty Upshaw, elite Evgeny Malkin, and top 9 Connor Brown. So as you guys can see right there, there is my double up on the top 9s with Dadonov and Brown, but as I mentioned, at least one of these guys' potentials will change when we go into franchise mode. As we move on to the third line, we have AHL top 6 forward Mike Ribeiro, bottom 6 forward Jay Beagle, and AHL bottom 6 forward Anton Holm. And as I mentioned, Jay Beagle is bottom 6 right there, Scotty Upshaw is bottom 6, and a couple of these guys' potentials will change as well. And then if we go down to the fourth line, we have Johan Adolfsson, who's an AHL extra forward, William Quist, who's an AHL fourth line forward, and Jun Komachi, an AHL other forward on Team Japan. So thank God EA Sports actually custom created a bunch of the players on Team Japan and gave them these crappy ratings, or else this video would not be possible. But once again, just looking at the forward core, honestly, the third line isn't all too bad. Ribeiro and Beagle would be like a first line AHL line, maybe a first or a second line AHL pairing, which isn't too terrible. The top 6 is pretty good. That first line is pretty damn killer with Marchand, McDavid, and Dadonov. And then Malkin being the second line center is still not bad with Brown and Upshaw. Hopefully he'll be able to get those guys some points. But It's going to be if the depth of this lineup can hold up. Now, as we move on to the defense, and because I already assigned my forwards with both franchise and elite, I decided to not give any of those potentials to my defense. So hopefully, once again, this defense will hold up. So we got Will Butcher, who's a top 4, Marco Scandella, who's a top 6, Rob Scuderi is an AHL top 2, Neil Pionk, however the heck you say that, Rangers fans will let me know down below, is a 7th defenseman, Mikko Huka is an AHL top 4, and then Ivan Daitlinka is an AHL top 6. So obviously we're going to be missing the AHL 7th and the AHL other defenseman, but I think they might be on my scratched roster. I'll double check on that. And then finally for the goaltending tandem, I'm really liking our goalies here. Mike Smith, who's a fringe starter, and Roberto Luongo, who is a starter. So 286 overall goaltenders. As bad as our depth on offense and our third pair defense might be, we have 2 really solid goaltenders that are going to be in the net at all times, which should hopefully help out the sim. And then if we take a look at the scratched lineups, I have all the extra players here that are going to make up our team. Joey McDonald, who's an AHL starter. Ichi Hashimoto, an AHL other defenseman. Maketo Sasuke, who's an AHL 7 defenseman. Nathan Lawson, the AHL fringe goalie. And Matt Hackett, who is a backup. But like I said, the top 6 needs to pull their weight. The first couple pairs on defense need to pull their weight, and their goaltenders definitely need us to steal a game or 2 every now and then. So once again, let's take this team into franchise mode and let's get underway. I think as far as the team I'm going to substitute, I'm going to do the New York Islanders just because free agency was today and they lost John Tavares. So I'm doing it, as Tugi says, for the memes. All right, guys, so we're here in franchise mode finally. And once again, just to prove my point, Brad Marchand, as I showed you guys earlier, was top 6 and now he changes into elite. I'm not really sure why franchise mode and seasons mode, for a matter of fact, do this the way they change potentials, but it's just really weird the way they do that. But like I said, we're just going to be going off of what my edit rosters screen that I showed you guys earlier in the video. But Brad Marchand changes to elite apparently. Dadonov goes to top 6. Brown still stayed the same. Malkin goes to franchise for some reason other than elite. Upshaw goes top 9. Was he top 9? He might have been top 9, or maybe it was bottom 6. I'm not sure, but Ribeiro goes to bottom 6. Beagle bottom 6. Holm, I think he stays the same. Kamachi Quist. Yeah, he changes from AHL 4th line, so they both change. Adolfson stays. So a couple of the forwards definitely stay the same, but once again, Malkin and Marchand definitely change. On defense, Scandella goes from top 6 to top 4. Scuderi, he's 7th defenseman with Pionk now. Puka is AHL top 4, and Daitlinka is AHL top 6. So those 2 guys stayed the same, but still weird that Scuderi jumps up to a 7th defenseman, which once again is really weird. Do the goaltenders stay the same? Smith goes to a starter, and Luongo goes to a starter now. So even though we had fringe starter and starter, now they're both considered starters in franchise mode. Still so weird, but there's our extra guys right there. And Hackett goes from a backup in the original roster I showed you guys to an AHL starter. So the potentials in this game are all out of whack when you transfer them over. Connor McDavid, Evgeny Malkin, Brad Marchand. I need you guys to put the team on your back and help us make the playoffs. Can you guys do that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to the trade deadline, I think, first. And we'll see where we are. All right, guys, so we're here at roughly around the halfway point of the season, and the team has definitely exceeded my expectations. They currently set a record of 21-16-6 as we sit in the Metropolitan Division in 5th place, holding a wild card spot as well with 48 points, which is definitely not terrible at all. So as we take a look at our forwards here, obviously McDavid 52 points in 43 games. He's definitely doing the damn thing. Malkin with 44 points on that second line. Marchand with 44 on the top line as well, so he's definitely getting it done. Dadonov with 37 points, only 11 goals. I was hoping that he would have gotten a little bit more goal scoring. Connor Brown with 29 points, but he does have 15 goals, which is good. Scotty Upshaw, 18 points. Ribeiro with 13 points. Beagle with 8. Holm with 7. Komichi, the 55 overall grinder on the 4th line with 4 points. Quist with 2, and then Adolfson with 1. So the bottom pair guys are getting points. As we take a look at the defense as well, Will Butcher with 15 points, Pionk with 11, Scandella with 9, Daitlinka with 6 assists, Scuderi with 3 assists, and Puka with 3 assists as well. And then the goaltenders definitely are probably getting the job done. Let's see. So Mike Smith is doing well. Luongo is not. Smith is 11-5-4 with a save percentage of .926 and a 2.41 goals against average, while Luongo is 10-11-2, save percentage of .921, goals against average of 2.78, both of which have one shutout apiece and no points from either of the guys. So definitely looks as if Mike Smith should definitely be the starter on this team. 100%, but hopefully they're still getting equal amount of time for the rest of the season. But like I said, so far the team is doing very, very well. I just need to pray to God that Connor McJesus can take us to the promised land like he does with every team that he is on in either real life or this franchise mode, and hopefully we can make the playoffs. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Alright guys, so the regular season has indeed come to an end, and unfortunately this team just barely missed out on the playoffs. We ended off the year 40-33-9, 89 points was not enough. The wild card, one of the spots was 91 points, the other was 92. So we missed the Washington Capitals by 2 points in the standings to hopefully make it to the playoffs. Just taking a look back here on the schedule, that game against the Flyers and that last game there against the Detroit Red Wings really hurt us. If we ended up winning that game, we might have been tied with Washington, and who knows if we would have had the season series over them or not, but it doesn't look like we lost 2 there and another one right there, so I would only assume we didn't take the season series. We got 1 there. It's the same one. Yeah, so we probably would have lost the season series to Washington in and of itself, so I don't think we would have made the playoffs anyway if we were tied with them, but yeah, we came ever so close. Let's just take a look at our final point totals then. So as we take a look at our final forward point totals, Connor McDavid pretty much did everything that he could. 97 points, 41 goals. Evgeny Malkin, 96 points, 46 goals. So both of those guys did a fantastic job for us. Brad Marchand had 87 points as well, 33 goals. Dadonov, 58 points. Connor Brown, 55 points, 20 goal scorer. Scotty Opshaw with 38 points. Ribeiro with 27. Beagle with 25. Holm with 14, and then the scrubs on the fourth line, Komichi with 7 points, 5 goals is a 55 overall. Still not terrible. Quist had 6 points, and Adolfsson with 2 assists. As we move on to the defense here, Butcher had 37 points, Pioink had 22, Scandella with 17, Datelinka 8, Puka with 6, and Scuderi with 3. And then the final goaltender stats, Luongo actually ended up being a little bit, looks like he got more games than Smith, but I still think Smith should have been the guy starting most of the games. But Luongo 22-20-2, 2 shutouts, .916 save percentage, 2.82 goals against average. Smith 18-14-7, not .920 save percentage, 2.65 goals against average, and Luongo got an assist. There you go. So our Connor McDavid was second in the league for points, which is not bad. Our Evgeny Malkin was third in the league for points. So we had 2 of the top point getters in the entire NHL, and it was still not enough to make the playoffs. But goal scoring, it looks like the Malkin on Pittsburgh was the best. Ovi still had 47, and then our Malkin had 46 with our McDavid down there with 41 goals. So not bad. Assists leader went to Nicholas Backstrom, Palat, Tyson Barrie up there with 60 assists, which is crazy. Our McDavid's up there with 56. And then obviously point totals. So Steven Stamkos on 101 points, 45 goals. Not bad. Our Malkin too is a -2, which is pretty funny. If you guys want to try this out for yourselves, definitely link me or show me your teams on Twitter or something like that, because I want to see if you can build possibly a better team than what I did, going with one different potential for every single player. Obviously, once again, your potentials will change when you go into franchise mode, but that's just the way the game works, unfortunately. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe as always. If you guys have any other ideas for videos, make sure to leave them down below. Other than that, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.